Good morning, IHSA football family. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, it is week 9. We didn't think it was going to happen. It happened. We have a full season of football being played. Some teams had to cancel their season. Some teams had 8 games, 7 games, 6 games, forfeits. But we finished a full IHSA football season. Week 9's almost started, and it's almost going to end. And I'm excited. I'm really happy. I didn't think this was going to happen 9-10 months ago, honestly, because the way everything was going, and especially a few months ago with COVID numbers going up, I'm happy, and the kids deserve it. I'm really excited for the kids. I'm happy for the kids. There's been a lot of bumps in the road, but we're getting to IHSA playoffs. Quick reminder, by the way, IHSA playoff pairings show, Deep Dish Football, is going to start 7 p.m. It's going to be on YouTube Live on the Deep Dish Football Coach Big Pete page, and then 9:30 on the Deep Dish Football Facebook page, 9:30 to 10:30. We're going to talk about the pairings as well. Mine's the first show on YouTube is I'm going to watch the show. I'm going to give some of my reactions. Going to talk to some football players. Got some guests on the show as well. Should be a lot of fun. Please feel free to check it out. Saturday night, starting at 7 p.m. on YouTube Live on Coach Big Pete Deep Dish Football YouTube channel. Check it out. You can send questions to Twitter. I'll answer them. Send questions on a live feed. So should be a lot of fun. I'm excited. I'm just really excited about this. I'm happy for the kids. This has been a tough season for the kids. Spring was really tough, but I'm happy. I'm really happy. These kids deserve it, and it's been good. There's been a few bumps in the road, and like I said, after this season, I think the big thing is going to be that needs to be addressed is the ref shortage, player participation. How do we get more players to come out for these for football? How do we defeat this negative stereotypes of football? Because I think plays a pretty huge point as well. I believe also that we should talk more and more. Some of these games, and I hate to say it, but that idea of district football when we almost had it, and people said, "Oh no, it ruins rivalry games." I think district football is close to happening again, and I think it's going to happen for the IHSA. I think there's a lot of pissed off ADs, and I think people have to understand that just the games and people picking and choosing. Well, we got to play this game because it's got a good amount of playoff points. We can't play this game, or we don't want to lose this game, so we have to get a cupcake team. But they're good. They're a good cupcake team, so they'll get us playoff points. I think that needs to be addressed. Also, follow Coach Big Pete and Deep Dish Football on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. My email is coachbigpete@fp@gmail.com. Feel free to ask. And again, if you like my work, feel free to leave a tip via PayPal link below. This is the YouTube video. I'll also probably be on the Facebook video as well. And again, schedule is going to be a little bit off this week, and again with the playoffs. Just a little bit of a quick reminder for all you people out there. Deep Dish Football Live, starting on the playoffs, is going to be moved to Thursday, which it will be next week. Thursday at 6 p.m. And Breakfast with Coach Big Pete will be moved to Sunday when IHSA playoffs begin. Also, Breakfast with Coach Big Pete that was supposed to be on Saturday morning, this Saturday of the IHSA Playoff Pairings Day. This will be probably at 1 a.m., 2 a.m. I know it's absolutely crazy, but I gotta get it. I have to get it done early, so 2 a.m. on Saturday morning, and that's about it. And DuPage Run Shoot will always be on Thursday with my co-host Patrick Codo. Make sure you follow DuPage Run Shoot Show, talking DuPage County football on Twitter, Facebook, and and we do the videos and they come out every Thursday at like 9 p.m. Be sure to check that out as well. All right, so Week 9. Week 9, going through the games of the week for IHSA football. On the IHSA page, sports activities, boys football conference schedules, standings for Week 9. And we got some pretty good games coming ahead. First, Stillman Valley versus Genino Kingston in the Big Northern Conference is huge. Stillman Valley is ranked in my poll, so is Genoa Kingston poll. By the way, polls are coming out later in this video. At the end of this video, be sure to check them out. But again, it's going to be a great game. Stillman Valley versus Genoa Kingston. I think Stillman Valley is still undefeated. Genoa Kingston has one loss, if I'm not mistaken. Bryan, they're unbelievable. Bryan's still undefeated. They're a big dog team, no doubt about that. And Bryan, let's go down. Big 12 Conference. The Big 12 Conference. So Normal versus Normal West is always a big rivalry game. Peoria Notre Dame at Peoria this Thursday. Wow, that's a good game, but it's on a Thursday. Peoria Notre Dame at Peoria, definitely a game to watch out on Thursday. Peoria Notre Dame is definitely a team you don't want to sleep on. Carmi White at Florida for the Black Diamond Conference is an interesting game. I think Cesar Valley is going to beat Hamilton County. And I think, where are you? I don't see you. I do not see you. Where are you? Johnson City. I think Johnson City is going to beat Christopher. I don't think that's going to be much of a surprise. Brother Rice at Marist, big game. That's going to be a huge Southside rivalry game. And definitely, I think Brother Rice needs this win. I think this is a big win for them. Loyola Academy at Mount Carmel, another big Southside game. Where Loyola from up north, Wilmette, travels to Chicago. Interesting game, especially with Loyola Academy's offensive line going against that Mount Carmel defensive line. Bennett Academy versus Nazareth Academy. The battles of can we get into the playoffs? So definitely a big game there. Julia Catholic and Montini. Montini's done. Julia Catholic's going to win that game. Yeah, not that much going on there. That game got canceled due to COVID protocol. We'll go down and we'll go to the Central Illinois. Look at the Central Illinois. Not that much going on in Central Illinois. Spring Sacred Heart Griffin versus Chatham Glenwood. Yeah, that's the game. That's a game right there. That's a very interesting game. Definitely a game to keep an eye out for. In the Central State 8. Nope. That's Maine South at New Trier is always an interesting game. For me, Maine South. They were on fire. They almost lost to Evanston, but they got on fire. Frank Bartel's last touchdown put them over. Congratulations to Maine South football. That's going to be interesting. And I don't want to play Maine South in the playoffs. You do not want to play Maine South in the playoffs. I think Evanston's going to win again in the playoffs as well. Trying to look at the Chicago. Nope. Batavia at St. Charles North is always a big rivalry game. Glenbar North at Wheaton Warrenville South. Wheaton Warrenville South needs a win to get into the playoffs against a tough Glenbar North team. I think Glenbar North is they're going to be great in the playoffs. The DuPage Valley Conference Championship game is Naperville North at Equal Valley. I like that game. I really do like that game. Can Naperville North get the upset and beat Equal Valley and hand them their first loss? That'll be an interesting game. No doubt about that. Cary Grove at Hampshire, another interesting game in the Fox Valley Conference. No doubt about that. And we get down to the Fox Valley Conference, and we look at some of the other games of the Fox Valley Conference, and there's not that much. That game got canceled too as well. Not looking so good. Prairie Central at Bloomington Central Catholic, another interesting game. Bloomington Central Catholic needs to win. St. Joe's at Paxton Buckley Loda, another big game too. Tolino Unity and Monticello is always a big rivalry game. Tolino Unity, I believe they have 0 losses. Monticello has 1 loss, but they bounced back over a win last week over Prairie Central. Illini Prairie is looking strong this year. It's going to be another you don't want to mess with thing that you want to mess with in the upcoming season, in the upcoming playoffs. Piatone at Lyle, that's going to be a big'em. That's a big'em game right there. I see Piatone they're right on fire. Coach Tully's got those boys ready, and Lyle's a good team with Coach Parpet. You got a battle of 2 very good run offenses, so be a game to watch. Sycamore Morris, that's another big game. Can Sycamore get the upset against Morris? Richmond, Vernon, and Marengo. Interesting game there. Marengo looked great last week with quarterback Holst. How do they deal against a tough Richmond Vernon team? It'll be interesting to see. And then we'll go down. Nope, that's not a good game. Abdigan Avon versus Monmouth United. Interesting game. Abdigan Avon is undefeated right now. KC Westfield is another interesting team in the Little Illini Conference. Mount Carmel at Paris. I'm still keeping an eye on Mount Carmel. Mount Carmel is undefeated as well. Warden at Dunlap, an interesting game right there. Hersey at Buffalo Grove's the big dog game the week in the state of Illinois. Hersey had a first loss to Prospect. They take on a Buffalo Grove team that's only got 1 loss too. That's going to be a big game. Prospect takes on Rolling Meadows, and if they win the game, they get the championship in the Mid Suburban East, if I'm not mistaken. Barrington at Palatine, big game right there, and as well, Lake Forest at Warren Township is a huge game. That's a huge game in the North Suburban Conference. Both teams have 1 loss. Lake Forest is unbelievable. Great running attack. You can't sleep on this Lake Forest team. They are a team to be reckoned with when we get into the playoffs. Let's see. Wakanda is still undefeated. I think they're going to beat Round Lake. I think Wakanda is going to be 9-0, no doubt about that. DuPage, no, they're going to win that game. Dakota at Fulton, I think Fulton's going to win that game. Forreston at Lena Winslow, always a big rivalry game. Definitely a big game to look out for in the Northwest Upstate, Illinois, and UIC country. I think Lena Winslow is going to win that game. Farmington's another team that I'm interested in the Prairie Land. So is Rushville as well. Merrill Forsyth at Riverton, Athens, North Mac. Athens is just absolutely killing it. They're on one of my polls, and you definitely got to keep an eye on that. I think they could be an absolute titan of a team coming into the playoffs. Lamont at Oak Forest, interesting game. Oak Forest, keep an eye out for Oak Forest football. That team's playing good football right now. I'll tell you that right now. Crete-Monee at Kankakee, always the big dog game. Definitely an interesting game. Crete-Monee's got 2 losses. Kankakee is undefeated. Crete-Monee travels into Kankakee. They're breaking records. They're breaking offensive records, that Kankakee offense. Definitely a game you got to check out for. Oswego East to Plainfield North is always a big-time game. Definitely a game to check out. Area Prophetstown, Mount Morrison, interesting game. Keep an eye out for Area Prophetstown this upcoming playoff season. Aurora East at Bartlett, they're battling for a playoff spot. Interesting game. Clifton Central at Moments, that's a huge game. The Vermilion Valley North, definitely a game to check out. Seneca got the big upset against Clifton Central. Not a lot of people saw that coming. Big shout out to Seneca football in that one. Hoopstown versus Bismarck Henning. Oh, that's a hell of a game. Definitely a game you got to check out. Glenbard West versus Hinsdale Central, the big time rivalry game, championship game for the Glenbard Gold. I'm sorry, for the Silver. For the West Suburban Silver. Hinsdale Central's a tough team, but Glenbard West, I think they got woken up with that loss to York High School. So definitely a game. OPRF at York, another interesting game. LT versus Downers Grove North, battle for a playoff spot. Gales, no. Now we go into the non-conference games. And that game got canceled. Cuyahoga at St. Louis True Divine Word Academy. Cuyahoga needs that win. Cap Point, no. Bolingbrook's probably going to win that game. Benton and Anna Jonesboro. I think Benton's, you got to keep an eye out for Benton in 3A, by the way. Don't sleep on Benton, no doubt about that. Carrollton at Brown County. Big game in a WIVC. Definitely a game I'm checking out, no doubt about that. Got a bunch of non-conference Chicago games. Good at Taft. Good is a ranked team, so is Taft should be a ranked team. Two great teams battling each other. Good versus Taft. Not really a good game. Just looking out for some of the games. See, they're going to win that game as well. All right. Still checking out the Chicago thing, see if there's any more good games there. Phelps is going to win that game. That's a Saturday game. A lot of Saturday games and Thursday games, by the way, this week. A lot, and we got a Wednesday game as well. Wow. Yeah. East St. Louis is taking on the national powerhouse at IMG. Yeah, at Jackson State University. I'm gonna give it to IMG, but East St. Louis is gonna win the state title. They're that good. But IMG is they just recruit players. They're a joke. They're not even a school. They're just a football academy. Let's be truthful. Yeah. That's gonna be a Fisher at Ottawa Marquette Saturday. Interesting game there. Fisher Bunnies taking on Ottawa Marquette Chargers. Only have one loss. Bishop McNamara versus Riverside Brookfield. Big shout out. Keep an eye out for that running back of Riverside Brookfield, Rhinovac. Bishop Mac, they just got a two-headed beast of running back. They got a good shot to win this game against Riverside Brookfield. Definitely shot to get into the playoffs. Coach Ciani, this is his last game, regular season game. Big shot to Coach Ciani. What else? Looking for many more games. IC versus Wayne St. Francis is that's the Metro Suburban Championship game right there. That's going to be a great game. It's going to be a great game. IC, their defense, St. Francis, they're warming up now. They had some tough losses, St. Francis. Bishop Mac, Lake Forest, they lost to Lake Forest. It's going to be an interesting game, but I think ICCP, Immaculate Conception. I think the big thing is, can they get pressure on Alicio, the quarterback of St. Francis? If they can, it's going to be a long day for that St. Francis offense, no doubt about that. And we go down. Moscata versus Carbondale, another interesting game right there. I like it. Moscata had a tough loss to Highland last week. I think they can bounce back. But Carbondale is a very tough team. Keep an eye out for their quarterback. Bobley, yes. Lincoln Way West versus Homewood Flossmoor. Edwardsville takes on a Missouri team. Belleville Catholic takes on a Missouri team. Taylorville at Civic Memorial. Triad at Lincoln. Lincoln needs a win. Can they get the win? Big shout to Coach Silky. He's working his wonders with the Lincoln Rail Splitters. Big shout out to him. for any more. Murfreesboro at DuQuoin. Murfreesboro, can they bounce back after a tough loss to Benton? They got blown out by Benton. He's still keeping a very close eye on Salem, by the way. Tri is looking good this year. Nashville, another interesting team. Menden Unity, definitely another team to keep an eye out for. Freeburg, keep an eye out for their quarterback, by the way. At the Freeburg, the Midgets, the Freeburg Midgets, keep an eye out for their quarterback. He's a hell of a player. Greenfield Northwestern takes on Jacksonville Route. I think Greenfield Northwestern is going to win that game, no doubt about that. And that is about it for Week 9. Week 9, people. Can you believe it? Week 9. Unbelievable. It's been a crazy, crazy, crazy time. I didn't think this was ever going to happen, but I'm just happy that these kids got to play football. It's really exciting. And I tell the seniors, class of 2022 seniors, it's been an honor, a privilege to cover you guys, to do interviews with you guys, to tweet out your huddles. You guys are all good kids. I wish you nothing but the best of luck in the coming years, and get that degree. Definitely get that degree. Follow Coach Big Pete and Deep Dish Football on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. My email is coachbigpetefp@gmail.com. Visit deepdishfootball.com. Subscribe to this channel if you're watching on YouTube. Remember, Playoff Pairings Show this Saturday starts at 7 p.m. on YouTube Live on the Deep Dish Football Coach Big Pete page. Also follow me on Instagram, Snapchat. My email is coachbigpetefp@gmail.com. And if you like my work, feel free to leave a tip via PayPal link below. Thank you so much and have a lovely day.